Okay, absolutely brilliant. Now, I'm delighted to be joining the company of Bryony. How we doing, Bryony? Bryony Seer, is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm glad I got that right. A few times I've got a few on my guest names before, but Bryony Seer, welcome to my show. Just here to get you on to chat about a little bit about your music and about what you do as well. How are you today, and where are you based?
So I'm doing really great today. I'm based in Merthyr Tydfil in South Wales.
Great. I know South Wales, a lovely part of the world, and
Yeah,
I visit a lot of train stations, so I see your station come up all the time on the boards. Brilliant.
yeah.
And how have you found how have you found the Christmas period? Have you been busy over December going into January?
It's been a busy one this year. And it was nice because we all, as a tradition now for Christmas morning, we all go to this pub, my local pub, and we all have a meet for a drink there. All the family does. And this year, my nan could be with us, and it was just really, really special to have everyone there. And obviously sad at the same time because my grandpa can't be there because he passed during COVID. But he was there with us in spirit, so it was just all of us just there together. Was it made the Christmas really.
Ah, well, I'm glad you had a good time. I'm here to talk a little bit more about, you got a couple of new music tracks you sent me, which we'll talk about shortly. Just growing up, were you always surrounded by music? Did you always have music in your household, the radio and everything?
Yes, my family is very musical. I think I grew up listening to all different sorts of music, but I'd say my stepdad, when he met my mum, he brought like new music into the family in a sense that I heard the Eagles for the first time and Dolly Parton, Johnny Cash. Like he'd have the cassette tapes, and that was amazing back in the day because you could just flip it over. There was just so many songs you could put on it. I just thought it was brilliant, and yeah, he sort of brought this new type of music in, and then my auntie was a guitarist, a songwriter, so I grew up kind of like listening to her sing. I was too young to go to one of her gigs, unfortunately. I was gutted about that because she doesn't gig anymore. But her and my mum would do like a duet together and they'd go around the pubs. And, seeing that, I think growing up, it really inspired me. And I never thought I'd learn guitar because I saw the way she played. And I'm telling you now, she was absolutely incredible. And she played Sultans of Swing. So that's a very tricky song to play, but she could play it. So I thought, there's no way I'm learning guitar. I can't do it. I'll never be able to learn an instrument. But I did. I can't play Sultans of Swing, but she learned me how to play, and I'm so grateful to her for kind of starting this journey really with me. And the guitar helped me so much through school during that time, and music's just always been there. I think it's always been instilled in me really from a young age.
Brilliant. Well, it sounds like music runs in your family, and it's in your soul, it's in your bones.
Yeah, yeah,
Lovely.
definitely.
So just tell me a bit about your background music, how you got into music growing up, and the influences you were surrounded by. Onto your kind of modern releases now. You released a couple of songs in 2020. One was called
Yes,
Merry Go Round. How was that period for you during that time where the world was kind of shut off from everything?
really scary, as I'm sure it was for everyone. The music industry, I was with a manager for about 2 years. And then before the first lockdown, then he sort of decided he was going to go away from that, and do something else, which was fine. But obviously it was scary because it was like, well, what's going to happen for the music industry now? Like, a gig's going to be online all the time, or are we ever going to go back to how they were? And there has been a massive difference, in playing now compared to then, because the first gig I played back after the lockdown was incredible. Like, people were so up for it, they were ready to hear the music, and that gig experience has been my favourite, I think. Um, but yeah, very very difficult, and I think in terms of recording music as well, because I need to be in the studio. I can't record from home. I tried recording from home, but it just doesn't work because there's so many sounds. I haven't got the equipment. So yeah, I think it does help to be away from the house and to do something in the studio. So that kind of faltered a little bit. But I did meet another producer through lockdown, which was a good thing to come out of it. And I got to write songs, more time to write. And come back and kind of reinvent my sound, really. I had time to do that. So there were positives and negatives to it.
And coming out of the 2020 2021 period, just seemed like a while ago. That does just seems like a blur, doesn't it? You are
It
right.
does.
You are right. A lot of venues now, not the same as they used to be, but you keep on going, don't you? As you
Yeah.
do. Exciting times though for you. You got a couple of tracks you sent me. I listened to a song called "Moment I Fell," and it reminded me of a lot of songs, like Taylor Swift telling a story, looking back at thinking about the what ifs in a relationship. Is that what the song's trying to tell?
Yeah, so I based this song on someone I know who's been through an experience, but I wanted to base it on like from a boy's perspective as well, because a girl and a boy can both relate to it probably, but I just based it on this person's experience because it wasn't a nice experience. And I wanted to show that, men can be equally as hurt by things in relationships. And it was interesting for me as well to put myself in someone else's shoes. So yeah, it was just a song I wanted to record because last year I didn't release anything, and it's not like me because every year I release new music. Whether it was an EP, but it's gone a bit quiet over the years because I've been working on an album with this new producer. So all the new music now is coming out this year. But that particular song, I really wanted to get that recorded for this year, last year. I keep thinking it's
Yeah,
still 2023.
it's a very strong song, and you play guitar on that one. Is that right? You actually had some input in your instrument playing.
Yeah, so I play guitar, and then I worked with a producer called John Greenan from Newport, and he really just brought the song to life. And yeah, I was really happy with what he did.
Great. Hopefully, we can play that very shortly. The other track you sent me was from Opposite Sides as well.
Yes, yes, that's actually based on my first book I released, and that was released last year in June. And I'd been working on this book for 12 years, so it finally came out last year. And yeah, I thought, what would be a really cool idea is to write a song based on the book, just as something a bit extra. And yeah, that's basically the song is just based on the book. So I released two tracks last year. So they both the tracks I sent you were two of the ones I released last year.
And listening to your voice as well, you have a beautiful tone to your voice as well.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's amazing how people have different voices. It's great how everyone's got their own DNA in their voice.
Yeah.
And I know we're in January at the moment, but time goes soon be the summer, spring, and then summer. Are you looking forward to playing any festivals at all?
So at the minute, it's looking very quiet.
Mm.
And I'm hoping things will really start to pick up soon. Because gigging is my favourite thing to do. And I'd love to do more band shows as well as solo. I've mostly been known as a solo artist, and I'm just trying to branch out now and try new things and kind of find my feet really in the industry. And I think it can be really hard as well to kind of do that because so many people are making incredible music.
Mm.
But I'm playing a festival this Friday, which is online, and it's a charity called Daring to Dream. So that's going to be pretty cool. I get to record 4 tracks for that, and a guitarist, Kyle, he's going to be joining me as well for that. So it's just like some little things going on, but mostly I'm going to be preparing to release my album because it's been 3 years and it's everything that I've ever felt in my entire life is in this album. It's me. It's just me, and I've never been able to address some things that's happened to me before, but it's all in this new music, and I'm just really excited to be able to finally share it. A part of me this year,
Mm.
like finally.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And do you have many open mic nights from in your area? Do you like to play like in live music venues?
So Merthyr, it doesn't have a lot of music venues as such. We got the Crown, which is really, really good for live music, and they do festivals there. And then there's a new venue that's opened up called Scala, and I think that's brilliant. I'm so glad we got like a venue like Scala in Merthyr because it's got all bands going there, like tributes, original music acts. It's going really good. And then you've got the Red House, which does live bands as well. But as for open mics, I don't really go to open mics anymore. But I did last year. I did go to one in Oh, it was in the Theatre Zoa in Merthyr, and I really enjoyed it. It was just great to kind of be around people who love music, and yeah, so it's growing, I feel, but I mostly gig outside of Merthyr, like Cardiff and Newport areas. That's sort of where I found a little bit of a fan base in those places. But it would be so nice to do a hometown gig again, and for an album launch or something. Like that'd be pretty cool.
That's good. That's good. And so 2024 is looking good for you. I just wanted to ask, where would you like to see yourself in 5 years' time?
I don't really know where my destination is. Does that make sense? I don't know. I just don't know where I'm supposed to be sometimes. But I'm just these last few years have been time to kind of heal from things I've been through, and I'm still healing now. And one of the new songs coming out is called "Who Am I?" And I've asked myself this question again my entire life, and I think that's what I've been trying to find out now. Who am I? Accept myself for who I am, and be a bit, less strict with myself in a sense. Like, don't put so much pressure on myself. And the perfectionist in me is always going to want to get something super perfect. So there's a lot of things I think I still need to work on, and hopefully in 5 years' time, I will be a more improved version of myself. I'm hoping, but also I plan to I'd love to play like outside of Wales. I think I'd love to travel, and if that's with my music, brilliant. But still, I just love to travel. It's on my bucket list. And Nashville is one of the places I just love to go, just to listen to people playing music all around you in that one street. I've heard so many things about it. And yeah, that is where I'd like to be. Keep releasing music. And I'm thinking about attending university as well in this year to do journalism, and it ties in everything I love. So, I'm just seeing where life takes me, and, praying that I'll be placed in the right place at the right time, really, I guess. For whatever's to come.
That's that's a good response. Being in here and now, and then seeing where nature takes its course, see where the path goes. That's a good answer to be perhaps the best one of the best answers I've heard to that question, actually. Brill, Bryony Sier, I just want to say thanks for taking time to speak to me today. What I can do for you is play one of your records on my show, and I wish you well with your studies and your projects and your music. And thanks for coming on. It's been really interesting and a pleasure speaking with you today on my show. Bryony Sier.
Thank you very much for having me as well.
You're welcome. And we'll get one of your tracks played now for you.
Brilliant.